Celebrity X Radio.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Easy Like a Sunday Morning. I'm your host, TJ
Liberator X!
And it's April 27th, 2014. And in today's show, I take a few calls and also you will hear the rest of the interview with Gazza J Spennies, who was part of the Depression special that we did a couple of episodes ago. And this is the conversation before we had decided to do the Depression special. So it's just rough and raw conversation. And I think I do most of the talking, unfortunately. But if you like hearing me talk, you will hear me talk for a long time. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some callers. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been listening to the show. I will put up some information how you can get involved with the show at the end of the show. And the stats are pretty cool. This show's up around 40 listens a week on Spreaker. About 20 views on YouTube every time I upload. There are, let's see, a couple of people listening through Stitcher and also through SoundCloud. And what else? There's a group on Facebook for this podcast. And that's up around 17 likes. So not bad for something that I've just started doing a few weeks ago. And it's starting to build. And once again, all the information will be at the tail end of the show. So we can get into the nitty-gritty as fast as possible. But what I'm going to do now is take a caller from Skype. Hello and welcome to the show. You're on the air. What have you got to say for yourself? No, I'm not going to have a heavy breather on the show. Next caller, please. I hope I'm saying this correctly. It looks like it's a Gero Black from Bulgaria on the line. It's your call. Say something intelligent.
I love chocolate milk.
Can we just have some decent callers, please? This will be the last one for the show, I think. This looks promising. A Tommy Charlwood. What has he got to say?
I listen to Easy Like a Sunday Morning.
Now that's what I like to hear. Thanks for that, Tommy. That was amazing. Yes, thanks to everybody that called in. No heavy breathers, please. I think, and Gero, I think it is, from Bulgaria. Thank you for calling in and spending some time on the show. I appreciate everybody that listens to the show. Do tell your friends about the show. We're trying to get it off the ground. But now this is the part that you've all been waiting for. It's the interview with Gazza J Spennies. Welcome, Gazza, to the program.
Yeah, welcome, Shane, and it's great to be on your show.
So thanks for calling me and adding me on Skype. So what's going on in your neck of the woods?
I'm digging a hole.
You're digging a hole?
Yep.
You're hoping to reach China?
No, I don't like much care for Chinese food, so I'm just going deep enough so I can put some fish in it.
It's a fish pond, is it?
Yeah, mate.
You're going to have turtles as well, or?
Right, so that's not a bad idea. They're a bit smelly, though. I don't know what they're like down your way, but they stink up here.
I don't know. I mean, I've got someone with a turtle pond, so I don't know, because I think the turtles are just out happy as Larry, just swimming around in the pond. I don't know about whether they stink or not. But yeah, I got
they tend to out here once they've been out of the water a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking out loud because a friend of mine had one. So, but she's moved since, so I don't know what she's done with the turtles. They might have just put them in an aquarium or something like that. So, are you gonna? What kind of fish are you gonna have in the tank? In the pond? Sorry.
Probably probably some form of goldfish, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nothing exotic or anything like that. Just something
Just
that the birds can pick it.
that reminds me. I used to go to a Buddhist monastery, just like learning about Buddhism and stuff like that. The local Vietnamese community have got like quite a few temples here, and they had, like just for aesthetics and just like a relaxing atmosphere, they built like a fish pond. And of course, what happened is that attracted all the like cranes and all these birds that would eat the fish.
Yeah.
So it's like, so they had to have try and get like chicken wire and stuff over the pond just to stop the birds from eating the fish. And because they started off like with nothing. Actually, they're quite cool, quite interesting. They were boat people back in the 70s. And it was a different time back then. They were like genuine refugees and stuff. But they went on to go to university, and one of them's, I think one of them turned out to be like a pharmacist who he actually invented. Like if you have open heart surgery and stuff, they smear like an antiseptic like lotion stuff on your chest. He invented that lotion. He was a pharmacist before he became a monk, and his wife, before he got divorced, became a dentist and stuff like that. So they really made like a go of things here. But they set up like a Buddhist temple, and it started off as like a couple of sheds, and then they got like housing approval and started building like homes and got all solar power happening and stuff like that. So, but they because they're Vietnamese, everything's a little bit like, can we do this on the cheap? I know a guy who can do this sort of thing. So a lot of the electricity is not sort of up to code, and that sort of weird and wonderful things. But eventually they sort of realised, okay, yeah, we need to get council permission. We need to do things the right way, and this is how we do it in Australia and all that sort of stuff. So, but what was happening was they were getting broken into and stuff, because they were in a relatively rough area until they sort of put up a fence, and people would like smash statues and stuff that they had outside, and just think, oh God, there were people, they were casing the place. They were just looking for stuff to rob all the time.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But so you're going to have this fish pond. Is that just to have something relaxing in the backyard? And
yeah, it's just around the side of the Gazza. I planted a few years ago some palm trees and stuff. And I was just thinking what to have around it, so it's going to sort of wander in and out of around the palm tree trunks.
Okay. Yeah. And I want to thank you too, because this is the first time I've actually been able to. I had a Skype call before, but and I think I do have it on the radio program. Lynn from Canada, and like most women, she didn't want to be on camera, or she didn't, because she thought that I was recording the video of the Skype, but I don't know how to do that properly yet. That'll be the.
Well, you're lucky not, because I'm sitting here naked out there.
Oh, I can see your shirt. Don't lie. You're lit from above and from behind. So,
that's right.
But yeah, there's no nudity on my radio show. Well, not for the first 10 episodes anyway, and then it gets a bit raunchy.
Sure. I've got a good face for radio.
Yeah. Oh, oh God! Have you ever met Miss Burpee? Like a YouTuber by the name of Miss Burpee?
Yeah, I haven't met her personally, but I do know of her very well.
You know of her. I've met her a couple of times, and very pleasant person, fantastic person. And what the funny thing that happens with YouTube, and for those of you who are listening, Gazza has a YouTube channel, and so do I, and I will pop a link to his channel in the description box and stuff afterwards. And so does Miss Burpee, by the way. She's over in the States, and she's hooking up with Raggy Ragsdale and Tommy Creech and Ange, Sunset Lover, and all those ones that are around the Mississippi area and stuff, because they've got a YouTube gathering happening over there. But Miss Burpee, because what happens is someone will leave you a text comment, right? And the problem is with that format of communication is you cannot tell the vocal tone of what they're saying. So when you meet a YouTuber very in person, what happens is if they've said something to you before in the comment section, very often they'll repeat that, like, this is what we think of you, sort of thing, in a positive light.
Yeah.
But you think, okay, they've said this about me in the text format, but then when they have said that to you, you get the vocal tone of what they've said. So and you got this impression in your head, okay, this is what they think of me. But then when you hear it, oh, you meant it that way, because that's the problem with the English language. We don't have the Vietnamese language, for example, has inflections. They have got little squiggly lines over certain vowel sounds and stuff. So they can go up and down, or middle section, or elongate the certain sounds, and they get different words out of that because that's the way the language works. But English is similar in that way because you can put emphasis on certain words in a sentence and you can change the meaning of the sentence and so on like that. But we don't have that in the written form. There's nothing to... Now, you can put capital letters to sort of say, this is what I'm putting the emphasis on, rah, 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 but very little, we don't have the little squiggly lines or anything like that. So what she said to me, she goes, she couldn't understand why I was only, in the very beginning, I was only getting 13 views on a video. And like these days, it's not much higher than that, even though, but I try my best. But what she said was that I needed to relax more and that sort of stuff. But the reason I wasn't relaxed was because I wasn't in an environment to relax when I was recording, because I was recording outside.
Yeah.
And I was walking around recording, not actually sitting down and stuff like that. So she's just saying, you always seem so positive, even though you were only getting like this small number of views. But to me, I didn't have goals of going viral or being a popular YouTuber or being famous or anything like that. I just wanted to contribute to the community. If that makes sense, you just want to be part of something.
It does make a lot of sense.
Because it would be easy for me not to answer any of my comments. It would be easy of me just to blatantly just... I figured out early on I could make a lot of money if I uploaded videos that dealt with fear and anger, right? So, but like, for example, you got Angry Aussie, right? And I got no problem with him or his channel or anything like that. He's a great YouTuber. He's been doing it for a while. He's made like a lot of money and all that sort of stuff. But his little niche, his gimmick is he gets angry on camera. Now, I'd gone through anger management, and I thought, well, because I figured, okay, well, I could do that too. But then when I saw his channel, I'm thinking, well, we've already got an Angry Aussie, right? So I didn't want to do that. The other thing is that you can make a lot of money promoting fear. Oh, this is what's going to happen, all the conspiracy websites and stuff. This is what's going to happen, and the whole world's going to come to the crashing down around us, and all that sort of stuff. And I realised I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to, delve into that sort of stuff. I wanted a channel that anybody could watch and largely just have a bit of a laugh and not take things too seriously and not offend anybody. So that's why there's no swearing on the channel and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and I've had a few videos go viral, like not massively viral, but around the 10,000 view mark. And you get, there's one, I think the highest viewing is around 31,000 views. There's another that's got nearly 17,000 views. But those two videos, they get watched every day.
Yeah.
So like they might get like 100 views a day, 50 views a day, but they're the videos that basically they're keeping the channel alive. The other weird thing is, if I vlog where it's me in the thumbnail, I can guarantee around about 20 or 30 views for that video. But if it's just, so if I film like a kookaburra or something like that, something that it's unique to Australia, right? So that's why I film it. Or there's something that's unique to Adelaide that the other states don't see. Or, this is unique to my part of the world. This is what I can present to the world. Those sort of videos don't do very well at all. And I don't know whether it's just the thumbnail or like what it is, but I found that people...
I think it's got a lot to do with catchphrases too, Shane.
Yeah. You mean in the description of the video, on the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that can be too, as well. But I'm just thinking, but that's just for my channel. I think people do have the sense that when they subscribe to a channel, so if I subscribe to your channel, it's because I want to see you being you. Now, you might have the crazy stuff and all this sort of stuff, but when it's sort of like, I wouldn't expect a video from the West Aussie on your channel. You know what I mean? Like, you can pretend to be him and as a bit of like a stand up or a laugh, but your channel is your channel. It's sort of like, this is you. We're tuning into you, and a lot of people don't get that. It's really simple, but they don't get it. A lot of people then try and become somebody else.
Yeah, I don't watch. I don't watch regularly, or if I do catch one, a mimic channel, I just tune out. And, I agree with you. Everybody should be themselves. If they want to find a gimmick like the Angry Aussie, he always reminded me of that American comedian, that little bald fella. Yeah, I'll think of his name in a minute. He's about 90 now, I think.
Oh, Don Rickles. Don Rickles.
Yeah, Don Rickles. Yeah. And his gimmick was being angry.
Yeah, he was very caustic. But the funny thing is, he was set up so that he could get away with it. That's the funny thing about the comic comedians, and that they can get away with certain things because it's like a court jester. A court jester can wear a silly hat and insult the only person who can insult the king directly without getting his head cut off, because only a fool would dare to do that.
Yes.
So I think Don Rickles is a legend in that he can insult people, but it's a weird thing of, it's like you want to be insulted by Don Rickles because there's some sort of honour to it.
Oh yes,
but if I said it,
it's a badge getting insulted by Don.
Yeah, but if I said it, I'd be gone. out to come the guns, and that'd be it. So
yeah, we need to be ourselves. And I've only got just shy of 200 subscribers, and I average about 80 views.
Well, and
I'm quite happy with that.
Well, that's fine. See, the reason the 13 view comment sort of got me, I know because we started talking about Miss Burpee. What she had said, I've got to get to the point of that. The point of that was that she had said, "Oh, have you thought of doing radio?" And because she said you've got a great voice for radio, So I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll try this Spreaker stuff, and it's starting to pick up, but who knows? I think I'll just keep with it. I think part of the challenge is having just that regular schedule of having to upload something every week. But I am getting feedback, which is better than what I had when I started, because you don't get feedback at all. Even if someone says, "Look, this sucks," I'd prefer that than nothing. Because if someone says, "Okay, this sucks," okay, that you think it sucks, but why does it suck? Where does it have to be different? What do I have to improve? And then to change things. Now, some people like a format with like a structured format. So you have like your intro, you have your little, what they call a sting or a leaf motif, where I basically got a little thing that I pre-recorded and I say Liberator X Radio, and it's got like music behind it and stuff like that. So that's a little intro for the show, and a lot of people sort of like that because they know what they're listening to. But I was listening to Susan Powter the other day, and she was saying, because she's an interesting person. If you don't know who she is, she's worth googling. Her surname is Powta. I think it was ER. I can't remember, but she's she became famous because she was like a weight loss guru. And
Sue.
Susan Powter.
Yes.
And like, absolutely gorgeous woman, but very forthright, and she will tell you, like, she no nonsense, right? Cuts it down, cuts to the quick. Anyway, so what she's started to do is, and she's got a very popular speaker program, a Spreaker program, is to say, look, I'm just learning this technology, and because she was one of these people that avoided it, and then went, okay, well, now I'm part of the carnival, I have to do it. So she's learning like video editing and using how to use Spreaker and stuff. So she started on YouTube. So I think I was like her 5th subscriber, and I subscribed to her channel yesterday. And I wish her the best. But what she's doing is, as she's learning and stuffing up and making mistakes, she's uploading her mistakes and saying, look, this is me learning, this is how you do it, this is what you don't do, this is what you do. And it's aimed at women over 40 and over 50 and such and such, who want to basically retake control of their lives and stuff like that. But she's has some very interesting views. I don't always share her views, but when she's no nonsense, she goes, she would say to somebody, like, why are you eating this crap? That's what made her famous. She wrote a book saying, look, don't eat anything that you can't pronounce. So, why are you eating all these chemicals and processed stuff when, you can go down the fruit and veg shop and get, like, all this great food, So she became, like, popular that way. And then she sort of she turned left, I think, when it came to a choice of, like, being popular for the sake of being popular or being famous for the money. And she just thought, well, no, this is not true to me, because you've got, like, The Biggest Loser, and she'll attack that show because they've got all these fat people on that show, and they're intentionally getting these fat people on the show just for the ratings. It's like, haha, look at that fat pig, and we'll make that fat pig cry and run and sweat for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then, okay, that they lose all this weight. But The Biggest Loser, for example, doesn't actually tell you how to lose weight. It shows you people exercising, and I'm thinking, hey, I watched it for 2 seasons. I'm thinking, okay, look at this weight loss is fantastic, but hang on. And you think, okay, what information did I gain out of it? Basically, there was 2 pieces of information. One was drink lots of water, and the other one was avoid Chinese food. You think, well, why? And of course, Chinese food has a lot of fat in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the MSG and stuff as well. And but they don't sort of say whether you should avoid the rice or whether rice is good for you. Like, what would be awesome, and I think if someone had done this and said, look, this is how you lose weight. This is what you need to eat. This is the exercises that you need to do. Bang, bang, bang. And I mean, sure, people have done that, but they haven't sort of followed the transformation. And I think that would be like a bit more interesting, I think, or a bit more beneficial to society. To say, look, it starts, and I agree with Susan Powter in this, it starts with what you eat. Because she was having a go at some guy because she walked into a coffee shop and went to buy, like, a coffee with soy milk. And there's this big 300-pound man. This guy's like morbidly obese, and he's making fun of her for requesting soy instead of, like, the normal milk. And she's just looking at this guy thinking, you got to be kidding me. And then she starts going on about how, like, morbid obesity is sort of like, it's one of these, it doesn't have the alarmism anymore to it. it's just, someone's morbidly obese. It doesn't scare anybody anymore. It's like it's the new normal. It's okay for somebody to be that big, and how dare you say anything, sort of thing. I mean, I'm not skinny, and I'm not, for those of you who aren't familiar with my YouTube channel, I'm not skinny at all. I am fairly tall, but I am a solid individual, but I'm far from skinny. I would be in the obese category, I think, but I'm not like one of these bigger gentlemen. But yeah, I just think that's rather interesting. You get these different personalities.
I've always been a big believer in, and you just put out more than what you put in,
Yeah.
and you will either maintain your weight or lose what you need to lose. And it's okay to have a breakout occasionally and have some chips or whatever, but you don't make a 3-course meal out of it 3 times a day.
Yeah. And I think you uploaded a video about depression, and I wanted to thank you for that. That was actually quite. I think that because I think it's a subject that's. I can't really speak for you personally, but I think that's a subject that is rather personal. It's personal for me. I've never come out and said it online or anywhere that I suffer from depression. But I wondered if that video, I mean, you can answer this if you wish. One, is that like a very personal issue for you? And 2, has it opened up a lot of discussion where people can actually admit, okay, yeah, I might have a problem?
Well, it has. Firstly, yes, it is a personal thing, and I thought long and hard before I put that one up. It's mostly because we've been losing a few people lately, and I knew at least 2 people that I knew they were depressed, but they didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
And now to get onto the discussion, it's opened up a really good line of communication discussion.
Yeah.
I've had some good positive comments on the video about it, and a few of them have said, we do suffer from that, and thank you for putting it up.
Yeah.
I didn't put it up for thank yous, but I was just wanted to open the line up.
Well, that's the end of the interview with Gazza J Spennies. I'd like to say a special thank you to Gazza and everybody that sent in the sound bites that I asked for, especially Tommy Charlwood and also Jero Black. Thank you guys. But a super special shout out goes to Big Dumb Mike from the Couch Potato Theatre channel on YouTube. Go to YouTube, look up Couch Potato Theatre, and subscribe to his channel. Watch his videos, give him a big like and all that sort of stuff. He's absolutely hilarious. He gave me the Liberator X little soundbite that I use at the intro, at the beginning of the show, and I think I'm going to use it more often than not. If you want to let me know that you've listened to this show or watched this video on YouTube, leave a comment down below, click like. If you've got a Twitter account, send me a tweet. It's SHAIDO, that's Shido on Twitter. Let me know that you listen to the show. If you want to be a part of the show, you want to contribute a soundbite saying how much you love the show, any other compliments you'd like, then you can email me at shane_LOCKWOOD@hotmail.com. That's Shane_Lockwood@hotmail.com. And I will incorporate it into the show. I want to thank everybody for listening. There's also a Facebook group for DJ Liberator X. If you go over there and just click like, because the more likes I get, the more perks that I get. If you like the show, let me know. Thumb up. Add it to your playlist on Stitcher. Actually, Stitcher has a website, and the link is down below. Scroll to the very bottom and hit the big orange button that says write a review. And you can write a review. I will catch up with everybody next week.